What's going on, guys? I'm Steve, and if this is your first time here at the Film Fan Reviews, then welcome to the jungle! So as you can see, things are a bit different today. I'm actually shooting this on my phone because I'm not in the same place with my camera, so it's going to look a bit different, but I really wanted to talk about this movie because it's not one that I have really been hearing about very much, but it's one that I really wanted to talk about, and hopefully more people will go see it, and that is this new horror movie called The Night House. Now, when I say horror this time, I don't mean like the slasher stuff like I mostly watch, especially if you follow me on Letterboxd. You'll see all the slashers I watch there, but this one is more of a psychological thriller almost, because it definitely plays into this woman who, at the beginning of the movie, we see right away her husband has recently passed away. She's trying to deal with all of that mental anguish and just torment. And then things start happening that she doesn't know if it's just her being in this crazy mental state or if she's actually being haunted by things. And it gets really, really crazy to the point where you don't even know if what she's seeing is reality or not because you're kind of in her mental state the entire time. You stay with the main character being Rebecca Hall, which she is fantastic in this movie, by the way. I don't really know a lot of her work. Like, I know her from Godzilla vs. Kong and stuff like that and a few other different things, but this is by far my favorite thing that I've seen her in because she has to go to places that are really difficult, but all of this mental anguish feels very real and she plays it to a very dark and, like I said, realistic place. Now, like I said, with the psychological stuff, we kind of dip down into her psyche, and this movie does a really good job of kind of portraying how loss and death kind of takes a toll on people's mental state, which I really enjoyed, and they kind of framed it with this ghost story that really works well and still gets those important messages across too. So, big props to the writer on that one because I really, really enjoyed that aspect. And like I said, there's not a whole bunch of like slasher kills. There are some graphic scenes for sure because it's still a horror movie, but nowhere near as violent as most people would probably expect from a horror movie. But you still get those scares every now and then, but I just really enjoyed my experience with it because it wasn't a constant jump scare or anything. It was legitimately freaky and kind of just getting under your skin and kind of making you think, is this reality or is she seeing things? Like, it kind of just plays with your mind, and that kind of stuff really entertains me. Now, I can see how people are going to compare this to Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man that came out last year, but I think it's a bit different because that movie kind of leans into more of the abusive husband, kind of just female empowerment, which is really necessary, and I would love to see more movies like that. But this one kind of leans in more to the psychological anguish and kind of mental state that comes from death and loss, which I've already stated before. But the two things kind of fall hand in hand. We do see the husband kind of haunting in a way, but it's a lot different than The Invisible Man, so I still really encourage you to check this one out because I think it's enough of an original story that deserves your attention, but only if it's safe where you are because the pandemic is still a thing, guys. Get vaccinated. And also, to the family that came in at the climax of the movie, my sincerest fuck you. I mean, it was so annoying. They were just talking over the movie. There were only 4 people in the theater, including myself, but these people were just talking. They brought their child into this horror movie that they thought must have been starting a whole nother movie because they literally sat there and talked for a good 5 minutes before they decided, oh, this isn't the right movie, and left. And it was literally the climax. There's probably 5 minutes left of our movie. So, my sincerest fuck you. Now, all that being said, I really enjoyed this movie a lot, and on my 5-star rating scale, I think I'm gonna put it at a 4 out of 5. I really recommend checking this out. Like I said, it's not a traditional slasher or really like a horror movie that's really graphic, but if you're interested in more of that storytelling and kind of underlying messages with your horror and still like supernatural kind of ghost stuff, The Night House is definitely something to check out. So that's it for today, guys. Please like the video to appease YouTube and kind of bring my video up some more, and comment your thoughts or comment your favorite ghost or horror movie. I'd love to chat with you, and you can follow me on my Letterboxd account. I kind of keep that more updated with little blurbs of how I'm thinking about movies and what I'm watching, and follow my other social medias if you'd like. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys.